Good evening, folks. We have with us Professor Gourav Vallabh,
Namaskar.
who is a spokesperson of the Congress and a well-known face in Indian television. He is also Professor of Finance, but besides that, Professor Vallabh wears a lot of hats. We'll have a candid conversation today with Professor Gourav, and hopefully this will take us through Congress's plans in Assam for the upcoming elections. Welcome, Professor Gourav.
Thank you, Vidayak ji. Thank you.
We all know that you're famous for making a lot of people know about how many zeros are there in a trillion. So would like to just start by asking you how many zeros are there in a million and a billion and a trillion?
This is a sixth standard question. Generally, the fathers who are teaching their son or daughter, they know that million, billion, trillion, they move in the multiple of 3. So 10 to power 6 is million, 10 to power 9 is billion, and 10 to power 12 is trillion. So basically, Vidayak, I will tell you that my objective was not to defame a particular person. Because being a professor, I know what is the knowledge to the person who is sitting next to me. I am aware of that. Because taught in premier management institutes of the country for around 20 years, I know कि इसको कितना आता है. मेरा उद्देश्य किसी को बेइज्जत करना कभी नहीं हो सकता और ना होगा. But when I am talking a very sensible thing on employment, on the price rise, and somebody suddenly comes, oh, don't worry, India is going to become $5 trillion economy. I know that he doesn't know, and I can tell you, I can tell you, even if you ask this question to finance minister at that point of time, she might not be knowing that. I know, because they just announced the scheme without thinking. Just why I am saying she is not aware of that. At that point of time, when the government had announced that we are going to become $5 trillion economy, we were somewhere around $2 trillion. And for reaching 2 to 5, it requires 14% per annum GDP growth. And at that point of time also, GDP growth was 6%. Just Vidayak, for your viewers, I am asking, one scheme was announced कि गुवाहाटी को स्मार्ट सिटी बनाएंगे. कोई हुआ स्मार्ट? एक आदमी, गुजराती मामा is becoming day by day smart after dancing with lot many people, and I don't know what kind of steps he make in dancing.
Not, but coming to the Assam election, आप यहाँ पर हो, you are with your party, you are going to your voters, you are going to your constituents. अभी in this election, very interestingly, the Congress party has announced a 5 guarantee campaign. अभी हमने तो ये, we have heard about poll promises. We've heard about people talk about their manifestos. Guarantee is a term that has been newly coined, it seems, by the Congress. So can you just tell us what is the difference between poll promises and guarantee? हमें लगता है कभी कभार कि गारंटी इज एसोसिएटेड नॉर्मली विद प्रोडक्ट. हमारा टेलीविजन, रेडियो जो भी हो गया उसमें गारंटी आ गया. What is this guarantee that you're talking about?
Vidayak, if for example this is a phone, who will give guarantee on this phone? Who is aware that this phone is not going to have any trouble? Because he had all those checks. Before giving guarantee, the vendor is going to make all checks, then only he will give guarantee. So what we are saying, we did a homework on that. We know that based on the financials of Assam, we can deliver this thing. It is not like that bullet train ban jayegi, नमामि गंगा पूरी साफ, उसमें कोई पॉल्यूशन लेवल नहीं रहेगा, मेक इन इंडिया के शेर हर शहर में दौड़ेंगे, स्मार्ट शहर बन जाएंगे, 2 करोड़ नौकरियां, 15 लाख रुपये हर व्यक्ति के खाते में. The second reason of guarantee is that because in the last 7 years, the Prime Minister of country, and I feel bad.
But how are you going to guarantee?
I am coming to that. I feel bad when Prime Minister of the country says something, because Prime Minister we respect. whether we have a political difference, but when Prime Minister of my country, our country says something, we take him very seriously. But when he says, अरे मैं तो मजाक कर रहा था, अरे मैं तो 15 लाख ऐसे ही बोल दिया था, अरे मैं तो जीएसटी में बिना तैयारी के लागू कर दिया, अरे मैंने नोटबंदी से कुछ नहीं किया, अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर को हमेशा के लिए खत्म कर दिया. When he makes such type of statement, अरे मैं तो बिना समझे तालाबंदी लॉकडाउन कर दिया. I am telling you विधायक, जो नोटबंदी से तालाबंदी की जर्नी है ना, उसने इंडियन इकोनॉमी को खत्म कर दिया. एंड आई ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू से, बिकॉज आई एम ए स्पिरिचुअल गाय, सुबह सुबह के जो निर्णय होते हैं ना वो सही होते हैं. सूर्य भगवान को अर्घ दे के जो निर्णय लिए जाते हैं ना वो सही होते हैं. रात को 8 बजे टीवी पर आके 12 बजे के जो निर्णय लिए जाते हैं ना वो हमेशा गलत होते हैं. ये हमारे धर्मों में लिखा हुआ है.
चलिए सर, मान लेते हैं कि चलिए 12 बजे जो टीवी पर आकर अब बताते वो हमारे शायद हमारे लिए अभी इट्स नॉट बीन वेरी गुड, वी हैव सीन दैट. लेकिन see, your guarantee, one of your guarantees, very interestingly, वो आप भी मानोगे, is a guarantee that talks about rupees 2,000 per month for housewives. Is it not a copycat BJP scheme, a cash benefit scheme, जो एक trend बन गया है after 2014, you know? And how are you going to do that? Where are you going to get the money from?
I'm sorry to say, Vidayak, but the Nyay scheme was our brainchild. In 2019 Lok Sabha election, we came with a promise of 72,000 per family, and we had shown that this is the budget of India and this is the allocation which we are going to do. I will remind your viewers, जब मनरेगा आ रहा था ना, मनरेगा, उस दिन भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी मजाक उड़ाती थी. पैसा कहाँ से आएगा, ये खड्डे खोदने की स्कीम है. प्राइम मिनिस्टर ताली ऐसे बजाते थे संसद में खड़े होके. आज कोरोना के दौरान, ड्यूरिंग दिस पेंडेमिक टाइम्स, only one scheme which had saved the entire rural India, and government of India has to increase the allocation also during the corona times, that is Manrega. As per UNDP, after independence, there is only one scheme which had proved a biggest success as far as poverty alleviation is concerned, that is Manrega. We are coming with our positive approach, that 24,000 per year to each household lady. हर गृहिणी के खाते में 24,000 रुपए प्रति वर्ष अथवा 2,000 रुपए प्रति माह दिए जाएंगे. और उसकी कॉस्ट क्या, यू नो, आई विल गिव यू आस्क्ड द वेरी वैलिड पॉइंट, व्हाट इज द फाइनेंशियल. विधायक, यू नो व्हाट इज द साइज ऑफ द असम गवर्नमेंट्स बजट? अराउंड 1.25 lakh crore. And this 24,000 requires only 14,000 crore. Can't we allocate 14,000 crore for the women of the Assam? If any government can't do this 14,000 crore rupees of allocation out of 1.25 lakh crore of total expenditure of Assam government, then that government is not having any right to stay for single second in Guwahati.
चलिए सर, that part is well taken, मान लेते हैं. Then you also have, you talk about in the guarantee, you talk about one job per family. You talk about 5 lakh jobs in 5 years. How are you going to provide those jobs? Where is it all going to come?
That is a valid point. I would like to reframe this question for you viewers and make it little bit more critical and harsh on me. कि 5 लाख ही क्यों? 5,03,000 क्यों नहीं? 4,93,000 क्यों नहीं? Why only 5 lakh? Why not 503,000 or why not 4,93,000? What is the reason? That is the reason is that we had done a complete study, and believe me, Vidayak, I promise you on your channel that before the first phase of allocation we are going to come out that these are the sectors, that police this much, home guards this much, urban self bodies this much, rural self bodies this much. The entire exercise is done.
But there's a huge backlog.
That's the reason. We are aware of that. That is the reason this 5 lakh number came. And what the Gujarati Mama's government had promised in 2016, Gujarati Mama promised 25 lakh jobs, and I hope your intellectual viewers are aware of who is Gujarati Mama. A mama who takes instructions from two Gujarati bosses is Gujarati Mama. He promised 25 lakh jobs, and what is the delivery? On the floor of Assam Assembly.
So you're saying you want to create...
I'm coming to that. On the floor of Assam Assembly, government had accepted that we were able to generate only 80,000 jobs.
True, but how are you going to create this?
These 5 lakh is the government jobs. And then 25 lakh is the private sector jobs which we are going to create. And the question that how you are going to create? We are going to have the SEZs here. We are going to start BPOs. My question is that you are a knowledgeable journalist. I am asking in last 5 years how many IT SEZs? Answer is 0. And this is the 13 0 after trillion. I asked how many BPOs in last 5 years? Answer is 0. This is 14 0 in the trillion.
I love your zeros. Okay, we understand, and we will talk about the mamas and the chachas later. But of course, let's just go on with the guarantee schemes or the guarantee campaigns that you have mentioned, because these are some interesting things. Reality. A lot of people need this, but how are you going to bring that about? What is the roadmap? This is what we are discussing. One very important guarantee that you talk about, which has been an issue here all over the country, is the controversial Citizenship Amendment Act, or the CAA. Why are you talking only about the CAA and not the NRC? Because the NRC has also left a lot of people outside, 19 lakhs. A lot of other people have suffered. Why conveniently the CAA and not the NRC?
See, that is our commitment. CAA is our commitment. And why, I will give you the reason. Very valid point. The government who is currently ruling the Assam, what is their stand on CAA? Modi ji बंगाल में जाके कहते हैं कि CAA होगा, तमिलनाडु में कहते हैं CAA नहीं होगा, असम में आके साइलेंट हो जाते हैं. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज नॉट ड्यूअल स्टैंडर्ड्स, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज ट्रिपल स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ फॉल्सहुड. आप भारत के एक राज्य में बोलते हो CAA होगा अपने भाषण में, तमिलनाडु में भाषण देते हो बोलते हो CAA हटा दूंगा, असम में आके चुप हो जाते हो. Whereas our stand is very clear.
But just to add to what you've just said, and probably this can also highlight that there is a division within the Congress party insofar as CAA is concerned in Assam. Your former MP from Silchar, Shushmita Deb, has all along actually supported the CAA. Only now she's taken a party position because it's election time. So where are we actually when the CAA is concerned insofar as your party is concerned in the state of Assam?
See, every leader of the state, every central leader is having a unanimous consensus for these 5 guarantees. And one of these 5 guarantees is this: no to CAA. And why? I will give you the reason. You can ask a harsh question. I am a professor. I love to frame harsh questions for my students, and I am framing for myself. That, sir, how you will get away with CAA? Answer is, जहाँ चाह होती है ना, वहाँ राह निकलती है. और जो ये सवाल पूछते हैं ना कि आप कैसे हटा दोगे, इसका मतलब वो हटाना ही नहीं चाहते. इसका मतलब उनके मन में इसको प्रोलॉन्ग करना है.
So, हम भी यही सवाल पूछे, आपको कैसे हटाओगे?
मैं बता रहा हूं ना, जहां चाह होती है वहां राह निकलेगी. असम की असेंबली से उसकी राह निकलेगी, असम की कैबिनेट से, असम की कैबिनेट से उसकी बिल्कुल. वी आर कमिटेड and we did entire homework for all these 5 schemes.
But Gaurav ji, Congress यहाँ पर असम में, you are aware, has been in government for all along. BJP तो अभी हाल ही में 2016 में आया है
बिल्कुल
शासन में, और after that BJP has been here for what, 5 years. They're seeking a re-election.
बिल्कुल.
आप लोग यहाँ थे, you've been here for the longest time.
Correct.
असम में, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, it was all Congress.
And we've
all grown up with the Congress. अभी तक क्या हुआ फिर?
I will give you the answer to this question. Valid question. GDP growth rate of Assam in 2015-16 was 15.67%. Today it is 6.3%. Why? Why a state which is growing at a growth rate of 15.67% is currently growing at 6.3%? Who is responsible? Second data. The growth rate of per capita income for the people of Assam was 13.02% in 2015-16. Today it is 3.46%. Why? The unemployment rate in 2013, 14, 15, 16 was less than 1%. Why it is 6.5% today? You have to give the answers to these questions. The reason is that the people who are ruling the Assam, they are taking their dictate not from the people of Assam. They are taking their dictate from their two bosses. And those two bosses have this idea of Assam, and I quote, ब्रह्मपुत्र की बाढ़ की समस्या के लिए पौंड खुदवा देंगे विधायक. Even I am not a permanent resident of Assam, but I know कि ब्रह्मपुत्र का जब उफान आता है ना तो पौंड से कुछ नहीं होगा, पर वो आके ऐसी बातें करते हैं. Somebody came yesterday from Uttar Pradesh, the chief minister is saying कि इन्फिल्ट्रेशन के लिए श्रीमन शंकर देव जी के समय से ये हो रहा था. अब बताओ, दैट इज देयर नॉलेज. विद दिस नॉलेज इफ यू विल कम ना, देन दिस डाटा इज गोइंग टू हैपन. When with this knowledge you are going to come, Assam was ranked, as far as the ranking of the states are concerned, number 3 in 15-16. Today it is 26th. Means we were first in the first 3. Today we are in bottom 3. Who is responsible? Reason है उसका कारण है विधायक. उसका कारण ये है कि एक आदमी, एक गवर्नमेंट एक समय में एक ही काम कर सकती है. या तो आप नाच लो या शासन चला लो, या तो आप असम की जनता की सुन लो या आपके 2 गुजराती बॉसेस की सुन लो.
चलिए, दोज आर वैलिड क्वेश्चंस, लेकिन फिर भी सवाल बनता है. आंकड़े आपने बताए अभी, दिस इज ऑल राइट, वी नो, बट स्टिल we'll come back to this question again and again, that Congress has been in power for the longest time here. It's not that things have suddenly happened. GDP abhi has fallen, but there are reasons for that. BJP has been in government, people will say, for 5 years. What agar log कहे कि चलो और 5 साल दे देते हैं, probably they will improve. You know, people, वोटर्स के माइंड ऐसा होता है कि चलो गवर्नमेंट को समय भी देना चाहिए. बीजेपी खुद शायद अब जो यहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट में है वो बता रहे कि वी नीड सम मोर टाइम probably to, because it's not been easy for us. We have taken over from a government which actually left us with nothing.
ये GDP, GSDP ग्रोथ 15.67, 15.67% की ग्रोथ दी, वो लेफ्ट फॉर नथिंग. You were number 3 in the entire country as far as the state development indexes are concerned. Right now you are at number 26 and you are saying we were not left for anything. Per capita income was growing at 13.02% and today it is 3.46. And coming to your second question कि 5 साल और दे दो. अरे 5 साल और दे दिए ना तो ये जो 6% पे ले आए ना 15.5 को, ये -6 पे ले आएंगे, क्योंकि इनको माइनस से बहुत प्यार है. जीडीपी अभी देश की फर्स्ट टाइम विधायक, एंड दिस आई एम सेइंग एज ए प्रोफेसर ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स, फर्स्ट टाइम इन इंडिपेंडेंट इंडिया द कंट्री इज इन फॉर्मल रिसेशन.
सो प्रोफेसर वल्लभ कह रहा है कि डेफिसिट में हम जाएंगे और भी विल मूव टुवर्ड्स इकोनॉमी व्हिच इज इन द डेफिसिट.
आप देखो, एक गवर्नेंस होता है और एक होता है शोबाजी. आप 2 काम नहीं कर सकते.
आई एम जस्ट कमिंग, एक और पूछ लूं आपको ये सवाल. गौरव गोगोई, जिसको आपने चीफ मिनिस्टेरियल कैंडिडेट का शायद एक फेज बनाया था कभी, वी डोंट गेट टू सी हिम एनी मोर एज द चीफ मिनिस्टेरियल कैंडिडेट. We don't know why, but why is he not contesting Titaborh, and why don't you make him the chief ministerial candidate?
I am having a question regarding a specific person. I can't answer on that, but I will give you the general answer. That who is the chief ministerial candidate on your show I am making. That on 2nd May the Congress party leader will be a chief minister और वो असम का भूमिपुत्र होगा.
बट उसका नाम अभी क्यों नहीं बता रहे
आप? ये बताइए, ये जो सवाल है ये उत्तर प्रदेश में भाजपा से क्यों नहीं पूछा जाता? महाराष्ट्र में
कांग्रेस से पूछ रहे हैं ना सर.
आई एम कमिंग टू दैट. महाराष्ट्र में भाजपा से क्यों नहीं पूछा जाता? हरियाणा में भाजपा से क्यों नहीं पूछा जाता? क्योंकि ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ये राइट दिया गया है कि एमएलएज अपना लीडर सेलेक्ट करेंगे. ये संविधान. आप अगर किसी एमएलएज के राइट को आप बोलो, गौरव जी आप बताओ आज तो मैं फिर उन लोगों का मजाक उड़ा रहा हूं जिन्होंने उन एमएलएस को चुना. Why you are
waiting for the BJP to announce
I
that?
am asking why you
Are you waiting for the BJP to announce that
we
he's
are
going to sell
not
candidate?
interested about BJP. We are interested to deliver these 5 guarantees. 2 मई को 5 गारंटियों की पहली कैबिनेट में 5 की फॉर्मल घोषणा होगी और स्कीम बना के पहली जो कलम चलेगी मुख्यमंत्री की, पहले दस्तखत जो मुख्यमंत्री के होंगे इन 5 गारंटी की योजना के ऊपर होंगे. दैट आई कैन एश्योर यू बिकॉज दीज गारंटीज आर नॉट जुमलास. I am moving one step ahead. These are something on which our Mukhyamantri is going to put the hand and will take shapath.
Chaliye, you are saying these guarantees are not jumlas. We take your word for it. But abhi you also are in an alliance with a party called the AIUDF. ये आपकी alliance partner है. There's been a lot of talk about why you entered into a partnership. लेकिन अभी जब ये देखा जा रहा है कि you need to be with your alliance partner, you seem to be running away from your alliance partner. There's been concern about the AIUDF, there's been concerns, local concerns, and whenever the Congress as an alliance partner needs to be there with the AIUDF, it's not seen besides the AIUDF. Are you running away from the AIUDF just to ensure that your Hindu votes are intact?
विधायक जी, कांग्रेस पार्टी कभी भी निर्णय इस आधार पे नहीं करती. हमारा अलायंस 10 और पार्टियों से है. वी हैड ए 10 पार्टीज महाजोत. एंड आई एम आस्किंग ए काउंटर क्वेश्चन, ऑल्दो दिस इज नॉट ए गुड, बट आई विल आस्क ए काउंटर क्वेश्चन एंड देन विल रिस्पॉन्ड. AIUDF was good for BJP when they make an alliance in the district council elections. AIUDF is good for BJP when they make an alliance in the Rajya Sabha election. मतलब ये तो वही बात हो गई विधायक जी, जो
कांग्रेस के बात
प्रधानमंत्री जी की जो बात है वही बात इनके चरित्र में है.
नहीं, हम तो आपके कांग्रेस के
आ रहा हूं उनके चरित्र में है कि असम में ऑन CA, तमिलनाडु नो, बंगाल यस. दिस मतलब एक आई रिमेंबर दैट देयर कैन बी 3 alternatives for true false. If you remember in class 3-4 we used to say if some statement is there, true, false, maybe true and maybe false. Our prime minister is ticking all 3 alternatives. Then if as a examinee, if I am ticking all 3 alternatives, then what examiner will say? Not eligible to sit in this class. And coming to the alliance, we are moving.
So you're not running away from the AIUDF?
No, we are not running away. अरे कौन रन?
You're standing by them.
10 पार्टियों.
So are you saying here you're standing by them?
10 पार्टियों की महाजोत के साथ, हर पार्टी के साथ हम कदम से कदम मिला के पूरी ताकत के साथ 5 गारंटियों के साथ खड़े हैं. I am telling you.
Why is Gourav Gogoi not contesting from Titagarh?
I am asking. Am I eligible to answer why is Gaurav? Had you asked this question to Gaurav ji? He is the best.
Ask him that question,
so
can you tell us?
He's the
spokesperson of the Congress. So you are in Assam.
He is the best person to answer because that is his personal question. He is a member of parliament, na? He is a member of parliament. अरे विधायक जी वो MP हैं लोकसभा में. He can answer that why he is not contesting or why.
Right, we understand that. Now, I mean, the last question, you are a professor of finance, you understand economics, we've heard you come up with your theories and your understanding. A lot of people listen to you. What do you think, as a final question that we'd like to ask you, are the issues in Assam and what would be the development roadmap insofar as your party is concerned?
Biggest issue in Assam is unemployment. Biggest issue. I'm sorry to say. And this had happened in last 5 years. And the second biggest issue is the crime against women. And that too in a state where the female literacy rate is 81.3%. As per NCRB, Assam had a highest number of crime against women. These are 2 biggest issues.
What are your plans?
Our plans is that we are going to empower women by giving the financial support. और वो कोई उनके ऊपर कोई एहसान थोड़ी कर रहे, वो उनका हक है. 1.25 लाख करोड़ के बजट में 14,000 करोड़ उनका हक है. जो हम उनको देना चाहते हैं, एम्पावर करना चाहते हैं उनके घर में
कैश एम्पावरमेंट।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। उसके अलावा 200 यूनिट फ्री इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, उसके अलावा 5 लाख नौकरियां और 25 लाख नई नौकरियां, वो भी तो, उसमें भी तो महिलाएं पूरी बराबर की भागीदार होगी। तो हमारे पास 2 ही इश्यू पॉजिटिव एजेंडा में। और तीसरा मैं आपसे पूछता हूं, I don't want to make this debate because we had a very serious discussion. I call बीजेपी as CJP, चुनावी जनता पार्टी। उसको सारी चीजें जनवरी से याद आई और क्या हुआ, चलो अब चलो पत्थर लगवाओ, मेडिकल कॉलेज खोलने हैं, चलो एक पत्थर लगाओ एम्स खोलना है, चलो एक पत्थर लगा दो यहाँ पे 4 लेन ऑफ रोड करना है। वो उसको 5 साल याद ही नहीं आया, क्योंकि 5 साल नाच गाने में मामा ने,
आप भी तो नाच रहे हैं,
मामा ने,
आज भी तो आपने नाचे हैं। यू लुक वेरी नाइस इन दैट डांस। आपको सब देख रहे थे, सब बता रहे थे कि गौरव जी इतना अच्छा नाचते हैं। सब सोच रहे कि आपको और बुलाएं हम यहाँ पे, जो नाच गाने के प्रोग्राम होता है। वी लाइक टू कॉल यू एंड प्रॉब्ली हैव यू डू सम डांस फॉर अस।
I am thankful to you that you had appreciated that, but today we had launched a song and there was a lot of youth around us, and the song's beat and the song's message was so strong that even if I am telling you मामा भी होते तो नाचने लगते। वो गुजराती मामा भी हमारे गाने पे नाचते, क्योंकि उस गाने की बीट्स और उसका जो मैसेज है वो हर असमी, और गुजराती मामा भी असम के आदमी है, उसके दिल को छूता, वो नाचने लग जाता।
So finally, गौरव जी, आप ये बताएंगे that this sets the mood for the party in Assam?
Yes, I am telling you। और मैं आपको एक बहुत अच्छी बात बोल के, आई थिंक दिस इज द लास्ट क्वेश्चन। हमारे यहाँ क्या है, और आपके भी सब जगह है, वो पूरे भारत में है, हमारी कल्चर है कि हम होली दिवाली कोई त्यौहार बड़े बुजुर्गों के पांव छूते हैं। दैट इज अ कल्चर। मेरे पिताजी जैसे जब भी मैं उनके पांव छूता हूँ तो मुझे 51 रुपये या 101 रुपये देते हैं। अभी थोड़ी महंगाई ज़्यादा हो गई, क्योंकि पेट्रोल 100 रुपये के ऊपर पहुँच गया है, तो वो अब 101 देते। पहले जब पेट्रोल 50 रुपये था तो वो 51 देते थे, पर अभी मोदी जी ने करामात ऐसी करी कि 100 रुपये हो गया पेट्रोल, तो 101 देते। 101 इज ए ऑस्पिशियस नंबर। दिस नंबर प्लीज नोट इट डाउन। वी आर गोइंग टू हैव, the entire alliance is going to have 101 plus seats on 2nd of May, and we are going to form the new government, which is the government for these 5 guarantees, and we will deliver this to the people of Assam.
Thank you, Gaurav ji. It's been lovely talking to you. Folks, this was Professor Gourav Vallabh, the spokesperson of Congress. We've heard him speak on national television. Today he's with us, and he'll be here for a longer time, until the last phase of election and probably until the results are declared. Keep tuned to our one-to-one interviews. We shall bring you more.